Is Remy Ma in danger of dying right now? Did Claressa Shields really send her straight to the ER following a vicious altercation fueled by cupcakes that left fans and security guards yelling for help? Because, baby, this wasn't just a catfight. It was a full-on demolition derby in lace fronts and designer heels. What was supposed to be a calm night with canapes and custom cocktails turned into a full-on war zone, complete with blood checkups, snatched glasses, and Rem wheeled out on a stretcher. What really happened between Remy Ma and Claressa Shields behind those velvet ropes? And what did the cameras capture before everything went dark? Don't worry, we have the leaked footage, the anonymous security report, and the club manager's sobbing voicemail, and trust us, none of them are okay. Isn't just drama, as this is the downfall of a Bronx legend and possibly the rise of boxing's pettiest queenpin. Let's break it all down. Claressa Shields, the undefeated boxing champion and the queen of throwing shade in and out of the ring, had just thrown a lavish after-party after her most recent knockout victory. The room was filled with influencers, rappers, athletes, and enough ego to light Times Square twice. But the one guest no one expected to show up, and no one invited at all, was Remy Ma. Yes, I will certainly swing Mackie Weds into that party as if she were the honored guest rather than the ex-wife of the current queen's fiancé. People in the back who missed the last 10 episodes of this messy reality show, Papoose Room, Ma's longtime partner in rhyme and crime, had allegedly moved on from Remy after her rumored affair with 50 Cent went viral on social media. Claressa Shields, who was literally paid to knock people out for a living, was the rebound. Now, we thought the beef was simmering down, as Claressa had been quiet for weeks and Remy had been suspiciously absent from the scene. Focus only appeared in blurry paparazzi photos, looking tense, exhausted, and tiptoeing around Whole Foods with big sunglasses. But this night changed everything, according to several partygoers who have since sold their stories to the most lucrative blogs. Remy showed up wearing a body-hugging dress that shouted, "I'm still that girl," and a diamond necklace shaped like a boxing glove. She was briefly taking a bath, and she noticed that Claressa was dressed as a VIP, sipping champagne and grinning in a way that said, "Try." It seems like the weigh-in before a title fight, and according to one anonymous barman, I heard ring bells. One moment they were standing face to face, and the next glass shattered, a table flipped, and DJ Clue reportedly cut the music and fled off stage with his laptop. Remy then walked straight up to the velvet rope and dared security to stop her. This is where it gets tricky because there were no words exchanged. Nope, Claressa just stood up and took off her earrings. The security team attempted to step in, but let's face it, nobody is stopping a professional fighter with a grudge. Claressa allegedly grabbed a cupcake tower, don't ask why it was there, and sieged it across the room like she was aiming for a championship belt made of frosting. However, she obviously underestimated Claressa's reflexes because the champ dodged it Matrix style and returned with the right hook that sent Remy tumbling into a fruit display. Yes, there was a fruit display, and yes, it exploded everywhere at this point. The crowd gasped and phones went out when someone yelled, "World Star," and another said, "Not the lace front." At that point, everything went haywire as Remy, covered in buttercream and pride, lunged forward with her heels in hand and screamed, "You stole my man and my moment." Meanwhile, Claressa, unfazed and still unbeaten, blocked every swing like she was performing a training montage in a Rocky movie. Depending on who you ask, this brawl lasted anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 full minutes. Ended with Remy clutching her ribs and allegedly whispering to her assistant, "Call Papoose, tell him I'm bleeding internally." But where was Papoose during all of this? According to sources, he was watching from a corner booth, and one anonymous attendee claims that he stood there with a plate of sliders in his hand, never putting it down, and watched his ex and his current go at it like WrestleMania 39 until Manx arrived. The club was evacuated, and Claressa was escorted out while showing no visible scratches, and a smile that said, "Don't try me again." Remy, on the other hand, was carried out on a stretcher covered in glitter, shame, and what one onlooker said was a rogue strawberry from the fruit display. But that's only the beginning, because what happened inside the club was terrible enough. But the aftermath, the leaked surveillance footage, the secret audio recordings, the staff testimonies, oh baby, it's messier than a hip-hop reunion on fire and a love affair. Trust us when we say that Claressa didn't just throw hands. Throwing away her entire sponsorship deal. Let's discuss the receipts, the lawsuits, the broken NDS, and the aftermath, because the footage of the club brawl didn't stay in the vault for long. Within a day, not one, not two, but 4 different angles of the brawl made their way online faster than Claressa's jab. Someone's cousin who works in security leaked it to a gossip blog, which then leaked it to a fan page, which was then reposted by Cardi's nail technician. By the time TMZ attempted to add a watermark, it had already gone viral on TikTok, with the caption, "Rema just lost a fight and custody of Papoose in less than 60 seconds. The internet was in ruins, Twitter melting, Instagram lived full of theories. But that wasn't even the wildest part. Let's break this down investigator style because the amount of chaos resulting from this scandal is enough to fuel a crew of courtroom-themed merchandise and 3-part docuseries. To start, the venue's lead security report, dated 3:42 a.m., is chaotic. The report unequivocally details a violent incident between 2 well-known visitors that left many people hurt, including a barman who suffered a black eye from a flying object. Mimosa and a note, yes, a handwritten note that literally reads, "One female guest declared, 'I'm Remy Ma, I don't lose fights.'" Before slipping on frosting and falling into a DJ booth, it was iconic, tragic, and now for the best part. An anonymous EMT from the scene has reportedly come forward on Reddit, of all places, and claims that Remy was screaming in full Bronx dialect, refusing help unless someone called Papoose directly. She kept yelling, "Where's my husband? I need my husband." However, the other EMT whispered to me, "Girl, he's with the other woman," who simply body slammed you. The audacity, the delusion, the drama. But let's not forget Claressa Shields is not just anybody. She is an Olympic gold medalist, a world champion, and, as of last year, the face of a high-profile beauty brand that shall remain nameless but rhymes with P. Fenty. And according to multiple alleged insiders from that brand, Rihanna's team was not amused by the cupcake beatdown. One anonymous ex-employee reportedly emailed Claressa's agent with the subject line, "We support strength, knots." So, it's not the corporate clapback, but it doesn't end there. Rumor has it that Remy Ma is threatening legal action. Yes, ma'am. She may be filing charges for assault, battery, and emotional distress caused by public humiliation. According to a source close to Ray's team, she is discussing lawsuits, restraining orders, and possibly trying to have Claressa barred from future fight promotions until is resolved. She's calling in a hate-fueled ambush disguised as a party girl, but the public has already chosen a side. So let's say Remy is not, with memes coming in faster than punches. Claressa has been crowned queen of Clapback Hill on Twitter. One viral post reads, "Remind pulled up like a diss track and left like a voicemail." Another Claressa didn't lose a single eyelash, while Remy was dropped like her last album was brutal. Even celebrities are weighing in, with Snoop Dogg posting a laughing emoji with the caption, "Remy should have brought a helmet." 50 Cent reposted a video of the altercation without a caption, only the Rocky theme music, because of course, he did, and Papoose, he finally broke his silence with the most ridiculous thing ever. He posted a mysterious picture of a chessboard on Instagram with the caption, "Queens move in silence, but occasionally the king has to watch the war." What does that even mean, sir? Are you okay? Blink twice if you're being held hostage by Claressa's PR team. Meanwhile, Claressa's fans are celebrating her victory online, even creating a funny perfume commercial called Unbothered by Remy, which features a photoshopped image of Claressa standing over a knocked-out silhouette, embellished with glitter. A source close to Ray's camp allegedly offered the security team hush money to keep quiet about what actually happened that night, including $25,000 in cash and 2 front-row concert passes. Even worse, there is rumored to be audio from inside the VIP bathroom prior to the fight, where Remy and Claressa had a heated argument that ended with Remy allegedly saying, "You took my man, you took my spotlight. I swear I'll make sure you lose everything." Claressa allegedly replied, "You already lost, I'm just finishing the round." According to one particularly shady tweet from a former makeup artist, Remy came into glam that day saying, "Don't do too much, I'm just going to show face." Girl, you showed up and got your face rocked. Yikes. Now that Mike is dropping, the blogs are foaming at the mouth, and alleged stylists, nail technicians, hoop drivers, and even a doorman are appearing to share their opinions, all claiming to have anticipated the situation. However, while attorneys get ready and the internet giggles, despite their statements, it's still unclear if this was a random fight or if it was all part of a setup. According to several sources, Remy was lured into attending the party by a mysterious invitation from a burner account posing as a fashion PR agency, and when she arrived, cameras were already rolling. If it is accurate, it could be more than just a brawl. It can be a full-fledged plot to humiliate her on the biggest stage possible. If Claressa knew Remy would come armed, then, baby, let's start with Remy Ma's current status in the hospital, reportedly in critical but stable condition. Sources say she was rushed to the emergency room with bruised ribs, a mild concussion, and a deep psychological wound to her ego. When we say it's about to get ugly, we mean public apologies, canceled deals, and possibly even federal investigations. And that's where we go next. Despite her representative's tight-lipped stance, a source says Remy muttered to nurses in between painkillers, "Tell the world I was jumped. I didn't go out like no punk." If Ray's referring to Gravity and Frosting as co-conspirators, then the surveillance footage of the girl jumping shows only one woman, Claressa, throwing hands. This claim is already not standing up in the court of public messiness. But it gets even messier because weaker teenagers have now joined the ring, and the Remy Ma camp has allegedly filed preliminary paperwork to press charges against Claressa for aggravated assault, emotional distress, and public defamation. And guess what? Claressa isn't backing down, according to her representatives. She not only denies any wrongdoing, but she also plans to countersue for defamation and breach of peace and wait for it to happen. Insiders also claim that both women have hired powerful lawyers that are familiar with celebrity feuds. Remy reportedly brought in the same lawyer who represented Cardi B during her notorious shoe-throwing incident. We support strong women and peaceful resolutions. At this time, we are assessing our relationship, the brand said in a painfully neutral statement. Claressa engaged a crisis PR firm that once cleaned up a scandal involving a certain supermodel and a throne foam. But forget courtrooms for a moment, because the real damage is happening in boardrooms, where Claressa's sponsorships are hanging by a thread. One major deal, allegedly worth over $3 million, has been quietly paused while an internal investigation is conducted. Translation: we adore the influence, but not the mayhem. A producer allegedly texted her manager, saying, "We love Remy, but she can't be talking about raising queens when she's out here getting folded like laundry." Remy is also reportedly being dropped from 2 upcoming bookings, including a high-profile women's empowerment panel and Get Ready for a Motherhood podcast. Yes, a motherhood podcast was canceled over a cupcake brawl. Meanwhile, social media has exploded into a Team Remy against Team Claressa conflict, and TikTok therapists are examining the people on Twitter have been arguing nonstop about who should have been punched and who actually won. And then there is Team Papoose. Yes, he now has his fan base, and they believe he staged the entire fight to increase his brand and play victim for a potential reality show spinoff. One conspiracy theorist tweeted, "You really think this wasn't staged? Papoose the puppet master out here making chess moves while the queens tear each other apart." While another one said, "He's in the corner eating sliders watching the kingdom burn." According to a mysterious Reddit thread posted by someone claiming to be in law enforcement, there is currently an ongoing investigation into the event space for hosting an unpermitted celebrity gathering that violated fire codes and noise ordinances and failed to disclose alcohol service beyond perfection. Yes, the club itself may be shut down because the city is reportedly treating this brawl as a public disturbance. But just when we thought the drama had peaked, an alleged federal investigator walks in. Authorities are not playing down the fact that high-profile events are becoming public battlegrounds due to the carelessness of celebrities. One city representative even stated on record that "we are not love and hip-hop. This is not a reunion episode. These are serious violations." Now let's talk about the financial damage. Glam Squad allegedly sent her a $6,200 invoice for services rendered prior to the fight, and her hair, makeup, and custom wardrobe all were ruined within minutes. She reportedly refused to pay, saying, "You all didn't beat-proof it." Meanwhile, Claressa's team has filed for insurance coverage on damaged jewelry, a torn bow dress, and a single custom heel that flew across the room and broke a chandelier. The club owner is reportedly upset and demands compensation in a voicemail that was leaked to his lawyer. He stated, "They turned my lounge into an M and an octagon. I'm done with celebrities. Next time, we're booking a bar mitzvah only," but wait, it gets deeper because just last night, Papoose went live on Instagram. Yes, he went live for 8 minutes and 39 seconds, saying, "Went crazy," staring directly into the lens and whispering, "You guys keep trying to force me to select. But what if I don't choose one of them?" Clue complete internet meltdown. The comment section XL one person was yelling, "You mean to tell me there's a third woman, Papoose?" Blink twice if you need rescue, sir. Respectfully, this isn't about you. The women are in the intensive care unit, and you're doing soft jazz lip streams and listening. Before we wrap this up, let's not forget the documentary rumors. Rumor has it that a major streaming service is already in negotiations to acquire the rights to a tell-all special called Fight Night. Remy versus Claressa in the Bronx versus Flint. Yes, a whole dozer with behind-the-scenes footage, club interviews, and even AI-generated slow-motion replays of the fight. To summarize, Remy Ma is allegedly in the hospital planning lawsuits, Claressa Shields is still undefeated but could lose millions of dollars. And somewhere Rihanna's team is scrubbing Claressa off their next campaign poster. While the streets watch, the lawsuits pile up, and the frosting is still being removed from that chandelier, this story. Far from over, y'all, did we just witness the most brutal celebrity showdown of the decade? I mean, Remy Ma entered the club prepared to reclaim her crown, but she left in an ambulance with red velvet on her forehead and no victories to her name. Claressa Shields did more than just shield her man. She may have put an end to Ray's entire post-marriage rebranding with a single cupcake and a right hook. Now we have lawsuits and emergency room rumors, and the venue may be shut down by the federal government. This isn't DASSIP. It's a modern Greek tragedy in stales. The real question is, however, what in the entire Hip-Hop Hall of Fame is Papoose really up to? Was it wrong for her to throw hands, or was she defending her throne? Was Remy ambushed? Did Claressa go too far? Is this the end of the Remy Papoose saga, or is this just the messiest chapter yet? If you're here for the undisputed tea, press the like button. Don't forget to enable notifications so you don't miss any more drama. When it comes to celebrity scandals, we don't drink tea, we serve it. This is the Gossip Spill vibe, and we'll be back soon with more twists and turns and the truth they don't want you to know until the next time. Stay messy, stay curious, and most importantly, continue